Environmental impacts are leading to economic turmoil as well in this town of 4,700 people. Scripps News Justice correspondent Jamal Andress is on the ground tonight in East Palestine. And Jamal, you've been looking into some of the unintended, often overlooked consequences, really, like real estate. People own homes there, businesses there. What's going on?
Yeah, that's right, Chance. Imagine building your dream home in this area, moving your family in, and then being told to evacuate, or betting your livelihood on a small business and not being sure if that business is going to survive. That's what the families here are dealing with, and for many of them, they don't know what comes next.
Yeah, this is my shop. I started about 4.5 years ago. You can see I got a couple projects going on. Not as much as I used to.
Joe Samick opened a repair shop in his own garage in East Palestine, Ohio, 4 years ago.
Pays the bills and keeps the family afloat, and I got 2 kids, both under 2, and I'm not making as much as I used to and struggling to make ends meet.
But Samick's once full calendar has emptied out, leaving him and so many in East Palestine unsure about the future.
Yeah, I had appointments set up and customers called and they canceled, and they don't want to be here, which I don't blame them.
Samick Automotive Repairs, less than a mile from the Norfolk Southern train derailment that turned this small town into a disaster zone.
I could see it from my house. I gave our oldest a bath. She's 1.5 years. She ended up getting rashes all over her body. She was coughing, hard time breathing, and we just didn't feel safe, so we sent her back out, and they haven't been home since.
Samick, along with more than a dozen others, have filed suit against Norfolk Southern. Samick's class action lawsuit says the rail company acted with negligence, carelessness, and recklessness, and has reduced the value of their land.
Yeah, this lawsuit, it's to try to make things work, and they destroying our business, our homes. Our home value has decreased significantly since this all happened.
They listed their home about 11 days ago.
Megan Ritchie is a realtor in Northeast Ohio. She says since the accident, some families are concerned about their children.
This was their forever home. This is where they planned on being. They are moving because they have 2 small children that they're taking into consideration here, and they don't want to wait around to see what happened with that.
And the housing market right now is uncertain.
I think that it probably would have sold in a week.
After the derailment, more than 2,000 residents were ordered to evacuate during a controlled burn of chemicals released from damaged tank cars. Residents were allowed to return a couple days later after their air was deemed safe. But the owners of this home say they don't plan to come back.
After what happened on February 3rd, they took their kids into consideration. I think it was more or less, let's not take a chance and let's move forward and let's put the house on the market.
Jim Warren is from this area and has been working in real estate for 20 years.
So just like everybody in the country, like they're all nervous, anxious, worried. We all are. This is a big thing. You don't see this every day. It doesn't affect your community every day.
Warren says despite the incident, this is still a desirable place for buyers, and it will take at least 6 months before anyone knows the real impact.
Real estate is a long game. If information comes out that there's an issue with the homes, that's where it would then really start to affect the market.
Norfolk Southern is under investigation by the EPA and NTSB and has been ordered to conduct continuous long-term air and water monitoring and remediate the area until it's safe. But Joe Samick says if his business doesn't survive, he may not stay long enough to find out.
Family makes me whole. Working and supporting the family, giving them the things they want and need, that makes me whole.
Now, you may see some crews working behind me. Despite the EPA deeming the city's water safe to drink here, more than 3.6 million gallons of liquid wastewater have been hauled out of East Palestine, Ohio. Also, many in this community get their water from private wells, which means the local county health department has to come in, do an independent screening before they can drink from their tap, Chance.
That hits home, Jamal. That dad, he said he has 2 under 2 years old, and it makes him whole to feel like he can provide, and now, you know, robbed of that through no fault of his own. Jamal Andress in East Palestine tonight, just one fractal of the total impact. Appreciate that. Now I want to bring in senior investigative correspondent Mark Greenblatt tonight, who's been covering the inner workings of Norfolk Southern and its economics. Mark, people